where was you at when you get the call that you're going to be in a movie called Training Day? And did they tell you, this is the second part, did they tell you that who was attached to it, or they just said you're going to audition for Training Day?
Yeah, no, so when I first got the call for that flick, everything was hush-hush. They really kept that one private, you know what I'm saying? I just knew I was going and auditioning for a movie. But, it was funny at that time, because, at that time, I didn't have, I had a little bit of bankroll, but I didn't have bankroll like that, you know what I'm saying? So I had a fixed-up Honda, some rims, and I came in bumping, and I didn't even know. And this is what's funny, man. I'm gonna put a fun fact on here. I didn't even know that I rolled up on accident in front of them. They were shooting a music video at the time. And I don't know for who or what, but the director of Training Day, Antoine Fuqua, was shooting a music video, and I just rolled up in front of their whole scene and jacked it up.
Shit.
And I didn't even know that, bro. I just thought it was some people hanging out, chilling. I didn't notice the cameras, nothing or whatever. And so I straight up just rolled up, and I was bumping the music, and I'm mad dogging everybody. And it was crazy because his little brother, Curtis, his little brother, not Antoine. Antoine got a brother
named Curtis.
Yeah, and so Curtis comes out and he goes, my brother's looking at you, man. He goes, my brother's looking at you. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, who the hell's your brother, dog? I don't know. He's like, he's the director that you're about to audition for. I was like, oh, all right. So I walked in and we just got into a conversation because he was like, hey, I was in the middle of filming and you just rolled up in the middle of the set. And I was like, oh, my bad, dog. I didn't even know. I didn't do that on purpose, whatever. So long story short, we ended up getting into like a 45-minute conversation.
You and Antoine?
Yeah, and we were just chopping it up. And I didn't even get to read the part for him at that time. He just said, I'm going to bring you back. And I said, all right, cool.
Meaning that was your audition right there?
That was pretty much my audition right there.
Wow.
So when he saw me roll up like that, he was like, man, you know what? Like, you already had me kind of. So I was like, all right, cool. But you know how this business is, man. I make a joke. If everyone would have kept all the promises that were made to me, I'd be a billionaire. Not a millionaire, I'd be a billionaire, you feel me? This business funny. So you don't know who's going to keep word or not or what, you know what I'm saying? And then long story short, though, he ended up keeping word. He was one of the solid ones, and he brought me back, and I was like, cool. Then I did the audition, and then long story short, when I got the call from my agent, then I found out who was attached.
Okay, so all right, so you do the audition. Now, they're not telling you who's attached.
They top secret with that, because that was Denzel at the time.
Do you feel me?
So
this is a big budget film, or do you think?
No. I came in not really knowing nothing about the film.
Okay. Continue.
And the name of the movie at the time was called Rampart. This was based on a true story,
which is another reason why to keep it top secret.
And the Rampart police.
Rampart?
Yeah, it was because
that was a big scandal.
The Rampart police were doing that in real life.
Oh, that's a place in California called
Rampart Police.
No, you heard these stories. Like this is.
No, you know about this, right? Yeah, this is
the
a
NWA
real
police.
Pretty much. Pretty much. They gangsters with badges, bro. And long story short, this was based on a real story on a real police department that was doing this type of stuff in real life. And it was the Rampart Police Department. So they initially named the movie Rampart. But Rampart threatened them and said, if you move through with this movie and you keep it that name, just against us, we're gonna sue you. So then they changed the name to Training Day.
Okay.
But that movie was all based on true facts.
Okay, all right, cool. You go too fast. Hold on. Okay. So that so you audition.
Go ahead, Doc.
Do they tell you got the role? How does this work after the audition?
So I auditioned, whatever, and I didn't get the call till like 3 days later. And then my agent called me up and said, hey, they like you, they want to move forward with you. Here's the deal, and then there it is.
And then we do it, and it's done deal. And then you sign the contract first, and then they tell you who's attached, or
you sign the contract on set. The agent, you know how it is. Your agency has a lawyer firm
you way
inside
bigger
the
than
agency.
Me, man.
So that's just how I'm like, he tested me or what? No,
this is
you don't know, man. We signed a contract about that thing, you know what I mean?
So
that was it. Yeah, they call me, they tell me I got the role, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, let's go.
Okay.
And then later, when I got the call, that's when I said, who's attached?
Right.
I said, Denzel, what? I said, I'm in a movie and you want to flick with Den, man, you gotta come on your A game, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so that was it, dog.
And did they tell you that you was gonna have a scene with him? And no one knows who Ethan Hawke is at the time, correct?
They kind of knew, but I mean, that's the movie that put him on the map, but he was kind of known
he
before
did
that.
other roles before?
He did the movie Alive, the true story about the plane that crashed and they had to eat people in the snow.
He was on the come up.
He was the man. Yeah, he was like on the brink of like, you know, but that's the movie that like slapped him on the map, like, you know.
So now, all right, because I'm
no, yeah, go. I know you bounce around. We covered this earlier.
Yeah. So
I'm with
So
you.
they say to you,
I go with the flow, dog. I go with the flow.
So they say to you that scene. I get my shit pushed in all the time, dog. Like,
well, how was that scene on paper, though? How much did you guys implement that scene?
I'm gonna keep it 100, man. You guys are asking 25 years later. I forget. I forget, dog. You know what I'm saying? You going deep on me now, bro. But I'm like, I really don't remember. But I could tell you this though.
Okay.
I do remember this though. Antoine was very flexible. He let us improvise the scene and have some fun with it, just to see how we would work it out and how we would roll and how we would end up doing it, whatever. But when we got to the bathtub part, we had to stick with.
He put the gun in there.
Yeah. He was L.A. cop. We had to get our revenge,
To the bathroom.
He was ready, dog. Hey, we had to get our revenge, dog. You know what I'm saying? We had to get our lick, you know? I was like, this time we get our turn, you know what I mean?
Right.
But
wait, what do you want me to do with that? Okay, he wants you to see your bathroom scene.
That's hilarious, bro. I was like, thanks for the refresh, bro. Thanks for the refresh.
He lived it, man.
I was like,
nah, that shit does look gangster, though. That shit does look gangster, though. Good, yeah, Paul, you're right. That shit does look gangster.
I mean, hey, dog, we had that full hemmed up, you know what I mean? But yeah, it was a good scene. It came together good, and yeah, so a lot of people love it, man.
No, but you were gonna say when you got to that scene.
Oh no, I was gonna say, so like when we got to the bathtub scene, that's when we pretty much had to stick to script because we couldn't, change the story, of course. So that's where he just got a little bit more like, hey, you guys can still ad lib, but try to stay on page more. That's all.
You know what was messed up?
And let me tell you another fun fact about that movie, real quick. That's the first movie ever. I want to go back to what you said. That's why. That's the first movie ever that Denzel Washington played a bad guy.
And
that's the history.
He played it good as a
That's the history on that. Every other movie he's ever done, he was a good guy. That's the first movie ever he played a bad guy.
Afterward, he did Frank
I don't know about after or what.
Frank
Lucas.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Which is right here.
Oh, yeah, American Gangster. That's right. Yeah. And what's up?
We just asked that right now.
Yeah, what's fucking wrong with you, man? Get the fuck out of here,
man. What are you drinking, bro?
He's like, catch this ball.
But hey, you wanted to do a review. That's all right. Dog.
So tell us about that movie.
So start over with Training Day and we'll go. No, I'm playing.
So this guy.
Yeah.
He's not Mexican?
Nah, he's from New Zealand.
Yo, that shit fucked me up, bro.
No,
he's done a lot of movies since then,
This
too.
guy plays Pablo Escobar in Blood.
Yeah.
Like straight up, man.
He's doing, take your glasses off.
And I forget what movie it is, but he also plays a black guy. He plays a black guy in another movie.
Nah, he plays a black guy, man.
Yeah, he does.
Come on.
Where he got dreads.
Get out of here.
Straight up.
I know he plays Arab in another movie, too.
He plays Arabic,
like a terrorist
I
or something.
forget what movie it was, but But my point is, that guy's a chameleon.
Right.
That guy can pretty much play anything, bro.
Yeah.
But for Training Day, we flavored him up. We took him out cruising on Whittier Boulevard.
Okay, yeah.
We told him how to dress, how to talk.
But nobody looked at him crazy for playing the role.
Well, if you notice, he didn't say that much. You know what I'm saying? But we schooled him. We had 2-3 days to school him and then put him on the map, and then he did what he did.
Was there any issues on set? Like, we heard the stories about American Me when they were filming, they had issues on set.
This was different because this was about the cops. You know what I'm saying? So as a Latino actor, you should know better to kind of stay away from cartel type movies, stuff like that. You know.
So
unless you want to be a mark later, you know.
Because we know that when they filmed The Jungles, they was actually in the jungles. We know when they filmed The Bloods, they was actually in the Bloods.
And
was that in a real Los Angeles?
That was 100%. That was in the actual jungle. So Bone, who
No, I'm talking about your scene.
Oh no!
No.
My scene, the front of the house was in Boyle Heights, but the inside of the house was actually a sound studio. That was a fake set.
Me.
That was that's Hollywood for you. But that was a fake set. So yeah, we shot there.
Now, filming the movie, like a lot of times, you do classic shit, you do legendary shit, but you're in it, so you don't really understand. Did you understand that was a legendary cult movie? as you was filming, or did you realize that after it came out?
Well, you kind of think that already because Denzel's attached. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you already thinking, no, like, all right, this is going somewhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I kind of thought about it on that side of things, but about the actual movie itself, you never know because every movie's a gamble. You know what I'm saying? You could think you got the best movie in the world, and then you make it, and nobody else likes it or cares for it. You know, rent it or watch, or you can get cut. Right. You know, one thing I learned in life, man, I never celebrate till it's over. You know what I mean? Some people celebrate too early, and then you're like, damn, I went to the big scene, I'm cut out. And so I don't celebrate till it's over. But long story short, no, I didn't know that movie was going to do what it did. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I did and I didn't. I didn't because I didn't, and I did because Denzel's attached. So you think it's going to make sense?
Right.
Yeah. So I did it like that.